Thanks, people. Get it together. Stay focused. Yeah, don't. Oh, this is brain damage.
Rais is a customer intelligence and personalization engine for small and medium-sized e-commerce and multi-channel retail businesses. It essentially helps them understand their customers better, but most importantly make sense of data and put it to action through targeted, relevant campaigns via email, direct mail, and even through things like Facebook. So George Bailey was an agency business, and my background and my co-founder's background is in customer data analytics for retailers, for large retailers. And so we set up a consultancy to help smaller retailers take all our experience and work with smaller people to help them make sense of data. We found that there's lots of data out there, but there's a kind of gap in capability around making sense of it, answering that so what question. We recently then decided to spin that George Bailey business off and create software to essentially automate our experience into something that's easier to consume and more affordable to consume for smaller businesses. I mean, started my career working for a company called Dunnhumby that's actually owned by Tesco, currently owned by Tesco, maybe not for too much longer. So Tesco was the biggest client that I certainly worked for. Enormous amounts of incredibly rich customer data from their loyalty card and transactional information. Other clients worked actually in Canada as well with a large grocery retailer. Again, massive amounts of data and loyalty card data as well, and in the States with the likes of Maya. And so mainly grocery companies, but also companies that are selling non-food products like Tesco, and clothing, health and beauty, that type of thing. And then with George Bailey, we did some work with businesses like Mothercare, also a large company, all the way down to small startup retailers like the Secret Linen Store, which actually won Retail Startup of the Year last year from Retail Week. So it's great to work with businesses like that, and that's why we formed Rais, to work with more of those smaller businesses to help them automate intelligently a lot of what they're trying to do or struggling to do because they don't have time to do it given their size. Part of the reason why these sort of legacy large bricks and mortar, bricks and clicks now retailers, well, they had a loyalty card was to capture customer data. So if you're direct to consumer online, you don't need to do that because you're capturing customer identifiers every time somebody orders. The challenge then becomes identifying customers who are browsing, who perhaps haven't entered anything that can identify themselves with. So that's what we're looking at, how we actually create a single customer view from the moment someone enters the store online all the way through to a kind of feedback survey post-purchase, so that we cover not just the point at which they buy and what they buy, but from the moment they start thinking about buying all the way to the moment where they're thinking about was that a good experience or not. So I mentioned Secret Linen Store. I like mentioning them because we love those guys. We, at the moment, are working with them. They're a pure play, online retail only business, and Rais is helping them do a couple of things. It's helping them personalise one-off campaigns, so when they want to clear some stock and find the right people to send that sort of an email to invite them to buy that particular product, they're using Rais to target those people. But we're also feeding into their email system specific information about individual customers that's then triggering automated campaigns. So for the size of their business and the amount of people they have in terms of resource to do campaigns, it really helps because they're effectively making money in their sleep whilst these campaigns are automatically getting sent out. We're also in the process of developing a number of other sort of modules, if you like, of capability that the Secret Linen store will trial and test with us, which include more essentially triggered type activities, but also targeting and prospecting for new customers through channels like Facebook, which is really exciting for us. We're in the innovation warehouse right now in Farringdon, above Smithfields Market. We're here because it's a co-working space for startup businesses. It's a really interesting and sort of vibrant community of businesses that are, one-man bands all the way through to perhaps businesses of up to 15 people. If you look at the growth of e-commerce, sure it's slowing percentage-wise year on year, but still volume-wise, more and more retailers popping up in the UK. I think we're definitely sort of continue to lead the charge in that. That creates loads of competition. So we aren't, the population isn't growing to the same extent perhaps. So it's you've got this kind of unique challenge, which is, it's not unique really, but how do I differentiate as an e-commerce retailer? How do I hold on to my customers that I've spent money acquiring? And so that's why we started Rais, because we're really there to help people hold on to their customers, but not overspend when it comes to acquiring new ones, to help them find new customers that have got the potential to be valuable over the long term. And I think lots of businesses, service providers, are trying to attack that challenge as well in slightly different ways. So it's quite vibrant. Everyone seems to be starting a business in London right now, whether it's e-commerce retail related or fintech, given our kind of financial equity in London. It's a pretty vibrant place to be, and fun to be working in a startup.